Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rachel Rensenkoff. I'm the Department Chair of Music, new to the role, replacing the fabulous Dr. Karen DeBella. And I'm here to welcome you this afternoon to our very special opening to an exciting concert season. We do have brochures that will be out at the back if you want to grab one. There are a few upstairs as well, or you can always check our website to find out what's going on. Of course, the Tuesdays throughout the year, and we have ensembles who will be presenting mostly at the end of term, and many wonderful guest artists throughout the year. So thank you for being here, and thank you for joining us for our very first show of the season. Today, we are very pleased to launch our 24-25 Music at Noon concert series with our sisters in music, the Strong Water Singers. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and thank you, Sabrina and friends, for being here. As we welcome this group into our space, we honor their commitment to the teachings of love, honesty, wisdom, respect, bravery, and humility, and we celebrate the powerful art of singing and drumming through which they share these teachings. We also pause to acknowledge that this space is situated on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Arawandron people. Knowing the immense harm done to First Nations, Métis, and Inuit communities throughout Turtle Island, we respect and we affirm the treaty rights of all Indigenous peoples. In recognition of a history that precedes us, we bring great care to the processes of creating, innovating, and expressing that we undertake here at the school, believing deeply in the power of the arts to help us grow in our understanding and our commitment to reconciliation. And we invite you to consider one thing you can actively do today to participate in making necessary change. We're so pleased to have you with us here. Just as a reminder to all of you to please turn off your cell phones, any sounds, and no photography or videography today. Let's welcome the Strong Water Singers.
Hello, Ani, Gibach Noswin, Wakongkang Dunjaba, Mekase Dodom. My name in the name that my spirit was gifted to walk this human journey is called Gibach. In my Anishinaabe language, what Gibach means is the mischievous one. And I've definitely given myself an unnecessarily hard time trying to live up to that name, but now I'm mid-40s and I like to think I'm calming down a little bit. I am the co-founder and lead facilitator of the Strong Water Singers. In 2015, a group of single moms got together at the 4-Day Native Friendship Center, and at the inception, what we wanted to do, our intention was just to get a break from our kids for like 1 hour a week, because man, kids, right? Ooh. But what we have turned into today is a group of over 70 women that span across the Niagara region. We are an international 7-time award-winning drum group who recently just signed to be artist ambassadors of the Downey Wenjack Fund. I'm not sure how this is our life, but I'm so thankful that our journey has included these magnificent things. Being single mothers and just women in general, and I'm sure women in the audience can relate, there's not a lot of opportunities for gratitude. You know, we give and we give and we give, and not a lot of people say, hey, you know what, thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for the sacrifices you're making. Thank you for how you built your family or how you loved me. We're just expected to provide. So what we've developed in this circle is a chance to pour back into ourselves and into our cups. And what has happened is that we flourish when we support each other in this manner. We have built this sisterhood that is critical now to my being and my survival. As I said, we gather every Wednesday at the 4-Day Native Friendship Center. And we've become so conditioned that this is our heart medicine, this is what we need in order to survive, that sometimes life gets a little bit too heavy for us, and by Saturday or Sunday, we're like, oh man, I really need Wednesday. I need to be with my sisters. I need to just let it all out. As women, my voice is silenced in a lot of different capacities, whether it's something that I can't say to my children or my boss or my husband or my parents. Um, on Wednesday, I just let it all out, and I feel so good. So we're going to start our time with you today with two songs. The first song is called the Elements Honor Song, and this song came to our group at a time when my firstborn son traveled to Albuquerque, New Mexico for the first time. This was his time, the first time he was so far away from home, and I was really missing him. And me and his girlfriend found this song, and we started singing it, and we sang it the whole time he was gone, and it was kind of like our way of sending out into the universe our love and our words of protection for him. But what we've learned about this Elements Honor Song is that we're honoring creation every time that we sing it. There are 4 elements of creation: the water, the air, the earth, and fire, that were given original instructions at their time of inception of creation. And those things are still living up to their original instructions, what was asked of them by Creator. Can you imagine if we all woke up today and the air just stopped being air? We'd all be in a lot of trouble. We wouldn't be able to breathe. So all these elements are necessary to our survival. So we like to start things with this Elements Honor Song to honor everything that brought us here, not only all of us, but all of you. Thank God air was here so everybody could take a breath and get here today. Thank God that we had water to bathe ourselves and to drink. Thank God that there's fire to keep our houses warm. And thank God the earth is still here. And now we view earth as in a little bit of a different manner as Strongwater singers, because we are women, and we look at Mother Earth as the ultimate single mother. Every day we just walk all over her, and we never stop to give thanks or appreciation and say thanks for all the things that you're doing and all the things that you provide. So we start with that song, and then we go right into a song called Snake Medicine. And how the song Snake Medicine came to the Strongwater singers is we're a group of ladies, and we don't get a lot of opportunities, so when we have the chance to take a group trip, we are down for it. Yes, rent us a bus, we're gonna go. So we went to the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, where we sat with a beautiful family, Miss Val King and her daughters, and they shared this song with us, and they explained that everything in creation has a purpose. And in our colonial minds, we're taught that snakes are something to be feared and we run from. But she explained that even the snakes were given a role and a responsibility. And when we're walking on our medicine path to gather the medicines that are needed for our survival and our wellness, and a snake comes across our path, not to be afraid of it, but to understand that it is guiding us to the medicine that is meant for us. And we like singing these two songs together, one, to honor all the elements of creation to begin with, but also to recognize and understand, important part I forgot, sorry. They gifted us this song, and we've been carrying it. And in exchange for gifting us this song, we had attended their powwow. For the first time in that nation's history, we were able to fill the powwow arena with women singers. And that was really instrumental, because Val and her family had all the songs and the traditions, and Strongwater singers had the people. And we needed to work together collaboratively so that we can make something really beautiful happen. And we like singing these two songs together because, one, to honor all the elements of creation, thank you for being here and doing the things you have to do. But also to understand that in order for humanity to survive, especially at these critical, pivotal times that we're in, it's going to take a lot of collaboration. It's going to take a different way of understanding, knowing, and living with the universe and creation. And just as much as we need each other, we need the winged, we need the crawlers, we need the four-legged, we need all of it, because all of us are here to experience Earth. We're all in it together. So collaboration and working together and honoring where we come from and who we are, this is how Strongwater Singers likes to start. So today we're going to start with those songs, but we're also going to you're going to be hearing from everybody on the stage today about our individual and our collective journeys. And I hope we have a really good afternoon together. So here we go. So, so, as mentioned before, I am Sabrina Shawana. I've gotten to a point in my life where I just trust what happens in creation, right? Like, I have a wall, a ribbon skirt wall in my house, and I was like, what am I gonna wear today? And I picked this one, I don't know why. But then when I got here, I was like, okay, now I understand why. So for a lot of people, the ribbon skirts are just maybe fashionable. If you see me, Sabrina Shawana, out in the world, I'm wearing a ribbon skirt with purpose. This ribbon skirt was made, and it tells a story. And I'm going to try to go through it as quickly as I can, but so the pink on my ribbon skirt represents me finally accepting womanhood. Because I was a single mother for a long time, I had to live in both the roles of the mother and the father, and sometimes I got confused myself on which one I belonged to. This is a hard role for single mothers because we're always stuck in these two worlds where we have to be both the mother and the father. But the background and the base of my skirt represents me embracing my womanhood. And while embracing my womanhood, I had to go back to all the pivotal times in my life. And each of these ribbons represents an era of my life. And I'm going to explain them. So the white ribbon at the bottom represents my childhood when I came into this world. I am the second daughter to James Shawana, who is a Anishinaabe language teacher from Agomacong, Manitoulin Island. He met and fell in love with my French-Canadian mother in Toronto, and they made 4 wonderful babies. I am the second one. When I came into this earth, I came in at kind of like, at the time, what I thought was a deficit, because I came here with only one arm. But in this white stage of my life, I didn't know that there was anything wrong with me. All I knew that I was Sabrina, and I was loved, and I was cared for. But then this orange ribbon that represents kind of like Every Child Matters, this is when my school years started. And when I started school, I realized, hey, wait a minute, I'm not like everybody else. And kids are really mean sometimes. They don't have the filter, and they don't have the care that adults have. So orange is Every Child Matters, but this is also the stage of my life where I realized that there was something wrong with me. Because up until this point, I only knew I was Sabrina and I was loved. My whole school years were really tough on me. And one of the most important things that I learned during that time is that kids would say really mean things to me. And the minute that I said something mean back to them, I would then be in trouble. So I learned at a very young age that people were just allowed to say and do whatever they wanted to me without me retaliating. Hold on, I'm gonna get emotional, sorry. And that's something that stuck with me my whole life. And that's something that I didn't even realize was a thing until I made this skirt. Right after high school, so the way that the Indian status card system works, the government decides how Native you are. Being a 6'1" means that you're a full-blooded Indian, but being a 6'2" means that you're a half-blooded Indian. And if a 6'2" has babies with a non-Indigenous person, then your status dies in your family. So my dad, full Native, had babies with my mom, non-Native, which made all of us 6'2s. And we had no option growing up. My father drilled it into our heads, you have to have babies with a Native man. You need to have babies with a Native man because this is the only way that we are going to be able to survive being Indians. Now, growing up, that's a lot of responsibility to place on a kid. But right after high school, the first Native man I met that wasn't my cousin, I was like, we have some business to do. And this is where this blue ribbon comes in, because I became the mother to 2 beautiful children, boys, with the first man that I met that wasn't my cousin. So I gave birth to Musqueam Mingwas, Joe Alex Shauna, his name is Red Butterfly. And then my second son, Lucas, who is Makwa de Sojukin, which means bear trap. And those are really 2 beautiful and appropriate names for both of them that were gifted to them by Creator and our ancestors. So this blue ribbon represents being a single mom to boys. And this is kind of where I lost the softness of myself, because learning how to raise men is not my forte. By the way, I was really young. Learning how to raise children was really none of my business. I didn't have the skills necessary. I didn't have the knowledge. I just did what I had to do to ensure that the race and the genetics of my family could continue. This black line represents my ex-husband. And I know you're thinking black, ooh, it must be because it was bad. No, it was because that black is his favorite color. And when he came into my life, this black ribbon of my life represents the time where he kind of took over that dad role, giving me the opportunity to step back a little bit and be like, okay, who am I? What do I want in this world? What's happening? This pink ribbon represents, me and my husband. We had a beautiful daughter, Damon Wasconace. And being a mother to a Damon Wasconace was so different because when I became a mother to the boys, I was reproducing to save my family. But when I became the mother to Alexis, she was born from love. True, pure love. And being a mother to Alexis meant that I had to change. I had to learn how to be a woman because now I'm raising a woman. I started a really lucrative Burger King career at the age of 15. And it was like an after-school job gone wrong because I didn't stop working there until I was like 32. But when Bub came into my life and I had Alexis and I was like, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with my life. This red ribbon represents Brock University, believe it or not. And I entered into a program at Brock University called the Gideyamin Aboriginal Women's Certificate Program. And it was this program, it's like a bridging program for people who have been out of post-secondary for a long time so that they can get the necessary requirements to finish a degree at Brock University. There was something really empowering about me returning to post-secondary education, not because I wasn't confident about who I was as an Indigenous person, but there's something really powerful for me reclaiming my identity, establishing who I was, and reconnecting with my culture in the same institution that took language, culture, and tradition away from my family to begin with. So that was really powerful for me. And when I did so well in my first year in that Gideyamin Aboriginal Certificate Program, by the way, I started doing assignments and handing them in, and they were coming back with really high marks. And I swear to you, I forgot that I could think thoughts up until that point. I was like, oh my God, I can think? Because up until this moment, I was only producing. I was producing to survive in this society. And I forgot that I had thoughts and feelings and that those thoughts and feelings were valued. I did so well in that Gideyamin Aboriginal Certificate Program that Brock University offered me a scholarship to continue my Bachelor's of Education. And in 2015, your girl graduated from Brock University with her Bachelor's of Education in adult Aboriginal education. I know. It's dope. I was going to go right into my master's program, but university work is a lot of theoretical work. It's a lot of talking about how things should be. And I wanted to take the knowledge that I got and hit the ground in my community and see how I can learn this newfound knowledge that I have about, as a teacher, adapting my teaching styles to fit the learning styles of everybody who I come in contact with. And that's what Indigenous education is all about, experiential learning and role modeling. So I graduated from Brock, and the first thing I did in my community, I graduated in April, and like 1 week later, I started Strongwater Singing. And we've been together ever since. So every time that we go sing at Brock and everywhere we go sing in the world, I'm always crediting Brock for building me. And in turn, when they built me, I was able to build this beautiful group of women. So this teal ribbon represents the stage of life that I'm at now. And this teal ribbon for me represents peace. And of all the trials and tribulations that I've been through, I'm finally at a place where I'm peaceful within myself, peaceful to know who I am as a person, as a woman, as a mother, as a friend, as a daughter. And I'm just living in the most beautiful part of my life right now. And I'm so thankful and grateful to all of the hardships and the lessons that I had to learn along the way because it brought me to where I am today. So you're going to hear kind of everybody, not maybe as in-depth as this, because But you're going to hear a little bit from everybody about how they got to Strongwater Singers, who they became once they got to Strongwater Singers, and who they are now. And we're going to share a song to represent that. So now that you've heard my story, the song that I'm going to choose to sing to you all today is a song called Nookamis Nagamon. And this is grandmother's song. Ooh, I forgot one important, very, very important part. When I started at Brock University, I really fell in love with Indigenous women's literature because there was something really powerful about women being able to capture their stories and write it down in books. And I wanted to be able to give every woman I came across the power to use their voice and own their story. And this is one of the foundational pieces of Strongwater Singers. We get to go a lot of cool places. We just sang for, what's this called? Oh, Toronto Football League or something. Yeah, it's actually soccer. We went there. And they said, and it was soccer. I was amazed because soccer fans are a whole different breed of something. But anyways, we get to go sing a lot of cool places, right? And we get to be on TV, and the Downey Wenjack Fund sends us all over the place, and we're so thankful for it. But to us, none of that matters. We're thankful for it because what happens is we go places, we get money, and we pool that money, and we find ways to help the community. We're kind of like modern-day Indigenous women Robin Hoods. So there was a man in our community who hadn't had running water in his house in over 4 decades. And last spring, Strongwater Singers was able to collect enough of our money that we purchased him a new cistern, a new hot water tank, and for the first time in 40 years, this elder had a shower in his home. And that was courtesy of Strongwater Singers. And I mean, the feeling that we get from doing that and all the places that we get to go, we're so thankful and blessed that this is our journey. But the heart of Strongwater Singers is Home Fire, what we call Home Fire, every Wednesday at the Fort Native French Center. So, although we're thankful to go out in public and speak and share our knowledge and our heart medicine, it could all go away tomorrow as long as we had Home Fire, because that's what's most important to us. So at Home Fire, that's where we develop and learn and share our heart medicine, and then we come out and share it with the world as a whole. So the song that we're going to sing today, one of my favorite songs is called Nookamis Nagamon, and that's grandmother's song. And I love singing this song to kind of represent my story of not only the women who came in my path to help build me up to who I am today, but the women that came before me. We're all going to be grandmothers someday, hopefully. And it's important to honor those who came before us. And I try to do that every chance I get. So here is Nookamis Nagamon. Well, we have grown so exponentially. Okay, hold on. Thank you. We have grown so exponentially during the course of the Strongwater Singers' history that we now have a branch of Strongwater Singer called Strongwater Juniors. These are all young ladies under the age of 25 who are sitting in our circles and learning from their aunties and developing a cultural path for them. And I'm so excited because they are talking and thinking about things that I never even thought about. So I was like 35. And these girls are like 15, 12, and they can get up at any social justice movement that we're at and speak eloquently and beautifully. They don't know my little teacher brain has a curriculum for them, and I'm like, okay, I'm teaching you research development, I'm teaching you public speaking, I'm teaching you all these things. But I'd like to introduce you to my reason, the reason for everything, Miss Odema Wascones Alexis Isaacs.
Ani Odema Wascones Indigenous Cause Wakulkam Minwa Six Nations of Dundraba, Megaze Minwa Mayangandoram. Hello, my name is Alexis Isaacs. I am 15 years old. I come from Wikwamkong, which is up in Manitoulin Island, and I come from Six Nations. I am Mohawk and Anishinaabe, Eagle Clan, and Wolf Clan. So I'm 15, and recently, I know like there's not a lot of media talk about this, but there have been, ever since August 29th, there has been 6 Indigenous people's deaths involving the RCMP, one of whom, his name is Haas Lightning Saddle. He was 15 years old and was hit with an RCMP car for no other reason other than he was Indigenous, walking home from school. So the song I'm choosing to sing is called Horse Giveaway, and I really want to sing it to honor those we have lost, because really, in hindsight, we would think we're past this kind of like, oh, Indians are in the way, and kill the Indian, save the man. But right now it's just kind of kill the Indian, and it's really hard to be an Indigenous person growing up, because I know that I want to raise my kids in an uncolonized way, and if I do so, there's a good chance I might find my child dead in a ditch. So this song is, I like to think of it as like a warrior song, and I don't know the real story behind it, but I do know that it makes me feel really good inside. You know, and I feel like it makes everybody feel good once they hear it. My name in the language is Odema Wascones, which means heartberry, and it's really cool that my mom calls this her heart medicine, because I'm her heartberry, and my purpose in life is to be the leader of all the berries. So for me, that means that I have to be the leader for all the children growing up. And I have to I have to act in a way that is corresponding within my original teachings. I'm also an Indigenous student rep for the DSBN, which means I go out and represent my school to the Indigenous Ed team. So being this young and understanding the tribulations and things that my people have gone through just to survive and to see our resilience is absolutely incredible, especially because there's been so many times people tried to take us out, like the 60 scoop, the Oka crisis. There's many ways that I can give you an example of our resiliency, and the fact that I'm a 15-year-old Indigenous girl who's standing here today and can speak so fluently and so proud is actually amazing. And that's because of this drum group. My mom started the drum group, but I was in the drum group ever since I was 6 years old. And when I was 6, I couldn't sing for the life of me. My mom would pass me a lead and I would run off. And now I know everybody comes up and is like, you have an amazing voice. I don't think that because I can't hear my voice. I can hear my voice, but I can't like hear it the way other people hear it. And it's really nice to see, you know, everybody here because I don't know, it's just really nice to see everybody here. I used to hate public speaking, but if it was in front of other Indigenous people, I was like, of course, okay, because they know my jokes and they know my everything. But thank you guys so much for being here. It really shows how much society has grown in accepting Indigenous cultures, especially because it was illegal for so long, and most people, like a lot of people in my school, feel it's really stupid, but we are a powerful force, and we just make change happen. So I'm gonna stop talking now so we can get the song started.
there's a lot of work to do in the drum group, and if you've ever researched Strongwater Singers and you accessed our YouTube account or our Instagram account, this is the lady responsible for all that. She is our social media manager. One of our Strongwater juniors, Miss Cora.
Hi, my name's Cora. The name that my spirit was given is Blue Sky. I came into Strongwater Singers just over 2 years now when I was pregnant with my son. The first song that I ever actually felt my son move to was a song called Butterfly, which is so amazing when you have gone through that journey. I was really in a low spot during my pregnancy with him, as friends have disappeared and I have had to grow. Coming out of college, I dropped out my first year in 2017, went back 2021, 2022 to become a PSW. So that's what I do now. While also growing with my spouse, who I've been with now for almost 10 years, which is crazy. The song that I chose is generally sung by our juniors. It's called Wildflower. Going into those teachings a little bit, Wildflower touches on the time of residential schools. So the first section of it is generally sung quietly of like, go play. Usually you're telling your kids to go and play in the wildflowers, because the wildflowers, as you would run through them, you would spread the seeds and then you would have more wildflowers. And then in the second verse, it gets really loud. We're calling for our kids because they got taken, because before we were trying to get them to hide under our skirts but play at the same time, and now they're gone and we're trying to get them back, so we're calling for them. So yeah, Lex?
Now I was scared it was going to turn off.
No, it's on.
Okay. So to touch base on what Cora said, it really talks about how before the settlers came and the kids would play in the fields and spread the wildflower seeds. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Anyways, so when the settlers came and took the children, the second lead is to represent that mother calling back for their kids. Where did you take my kid? Where's my kid? Where did you go? Can you come back? And it really basically touches upon the hurt that we had to go through. My grandfather is a residential school survivor, a day school survivor, and I also have a residential school survivor on my dad's side. So I'm an intergenerational residential school survivor. And the fact that we still have our culture is actually amazing, and the fact that a lot of families are regaining that culture through either the drum group or going to powwows or attending anything is truly amazing, especially Cora. She has a really good voice, so we're gonna sing that.
Hey,
Let's give it up to the Strongwater Juniors, man. Ooh, they are giving us hope for the future. You know, there's all different kinds of age ranges in Strongwater singers, and I'm so pleased and thrilled and honored to introduce you to one of the elders of our drum group. She is kind of like the woman we refer to when we need help or guidance, and to be honest, she's the guiding light of Strongwater singers, and after you hear a little bit of her story, you'll understand why. I'm gonna let her sit while she tells her story. That's why I'm bringing the microphone to her. So here is Oki.
Halito, Hashinanya Kanyatio Hoyo. I just said hello. My name is Moon Tree Woman. That is my spirit name, was given to me years ago, although I didn't really realize what it meant then, but I do now. I'm kind of, I believe that in our teachings, laughter is good medicine. So I try to be funny. Sometimes I try to be funny, and sometimes I'm not funny, and sometimes I'm hilarious. But I also am very, very deep and very sensitive too. And the older I get, I find out that the older I get, the more I'm really connected to Creator. And it doesn't matter what people do or what they say. I know my connection with Creator, and that's all that matters. It's nobody's business but me and my Creator. And I was raised up Pentecostal. My father was a Pentecostal preacher, and my mother's Irish, so I'm Choctaw and Irish. So I come back from that other side of the border. A long, long history of my peoples. But I found myself here in Canada about 26 years ago. And I'm two-spirit, and if you don't know what that means, it means I hold both energies. I have a twin brother, and they used to say, he should have been born the girl, and you should have been born the boy. I says, well, no, at that moment, I'm like, no, if that's the way God had meant for it to be, then I would have been the boy, and he would have been the girl. But I'm the girl, and he's the boy. So I was raised up with 4 brothers, with a single mom, which was, it was difficult, because I was the baby girl, so I was expected more from. They say I was spoiled. I wasn't spoiled. I just got by with a lot more. But it was kind of rough, because from the times I can remember, I knew that I was different. I'm like, what is it with me? Am I just strange? Well, I didn't know how strange till now, but anyway. We all got to be a little strange, don't we? Anyway, I found my wife online. So I came to Canada, and we were together from 1999 to 2014 when she got cancer. It was a fast cancer, so she wasn't ready to go. And that's hard when those that are not ready to go have to go. So I got through that, and I'm like, I can't heal. I stayed drunk for over a month. I took some pills. I thought, I can't do this. I'm in a country that I never felt like I belonged anywhere, because I was different. And in our teachings, our two-spirit people sat at the table with the aunties and the grandmothers, and we helped make decisions for the good of the people, for the future, for the children, for all of us. And I'm still trying to bring that back to where we're coming back together as two-spirit peoples, because we're needed. See, they're different than I think, because maybe it's because I think of myself being that connected to Creator and being indigenous, a strong indigenous woman. Our women are sacred. Our men are sacred. Our children are sacred. But for two-spirit people, sometimes they get a double load. Like, I'm not only responsible for the men's responsibilities of trying to protect the women and the children. I also have the women. I'm supposed to protect the water and each other. So sometimes it gets pretty heavy, and you're not always accepted. Trust me, I've been there, done that. I know that. From a child, I was made fun of, and I was called names that, at that time, it just made me mad. Now I think back, and it would break my heart. But now I'm like, it was a purpose. I was getting ready to be here now, today. And so the song that I have chosen, I'll try not to talk too long, but there's so much information that is out there that I'm a firm believer that we're where we're supposed to be. And if we can come together in unity without the looking at the color of your skin or the color of your eyes, you know what, I've met, they said they were non-indigenous, but they felt like a kindred spirit. And we had such a connection. So I think we're all supposed to be together and try to come to that table and not argue and fight and get mad. I think we just sit there and take a deep breath and go, okay, Creator, guide me. Guide me in what you want me to say and what I'm supposed to do. And I think if we keep that mindset that we're doing this for the better of each other, I think we can change this world. I know we're already changing it. You know, I love laughter, but there's times you have to dig down deep and go with the stuff you don't want to deal with. So yeah, I hope both energies, male and female, and this song was brought to one of our drum sisters that had went out. I even forgot where they went. Anyway, somewhere north. Anyway, she brought back this song, and she got some of the two-spirit teachings for me. And that's why I'm not in a skirt, is because I don't feel comfortable in a skirt. I feel like I'm fake, because I'm a jeans kind of gal, a dress pant kind of gal. I don't like skirts. I don't like dresses. And so I honor my spirit, and I honor Creator by being who I am. I don't have to be anybody else. I'm being me. And you're either going to love me or you're not going to like me at all. Your choice. But we like to spread good medicine, and we have to tell we are bound by telling our stories about the songs that we sing. You know, you can't just get up there and sing, and some people call it performing. I never liked that word, performing. We are presenting our medicine, our sacred songs, and that's our gift to y'all. And so it's a presentation. And so with that being said, I am going to sing the love song. And if I can remember how it goes, I'm old and slow. I have old timers and stuff like that, and that's cool too. Oh, I got to stand up to remember. Okay, anyway, I'm going to try to remember how this goes, and I hope y'all enjoyed it, because I sing it to the universe, to Creator, Jehovah, Yakoki Jehovah. I said, thank you, God. And I sing it to each other. We sing it to each other. We sing it to y'all. We sing it to the birds and the trees, everything that Creator has made that is good. And we always want to walk that good road and be good to each other and for each other. And oops, here we go. I'm going to quit talking now. Thank you.
Miigwech Oki. So, one of the things that I really love about Oki is that when she first came to our circle, she didn't want to be here anymore. She had just lost her wife. She sat in our circle and she cried for like 3 months straight. She couldn't even talk to anybody. And she was just done with life. She wanted to be done.
And they let me.
Yeah, whatever space you needed, we wanted to give to you. And now, 10 years in the making, she is so full of life. Look at her. We can't go anywhere without Oki being the main attraction. Everybody loves her. She's like a magnet. Everybody just gravitates towards her. But to end our time here with you today, we want to end with the love song to one, give all of our love to you as you go about on your human journey. Thank you for dedicating your time and spending with us today. And know, first of all, if you are ever in need of some really strong heart medicine, our circle is open to everybody every Wednesday at the Fort Erie Native Friendship Center from 5 to 8. They cook us a really nice meal, so we have dinner at 5, and then we drum from like 6 to 8. So if you ever need some medicine, or if you just want to hang out with us, come and join us at Home Fire, and let's learn how to be good humans to each other. So this is the love song, and we like to say, you know, everybody, you are loved, you are valued, and you matter. And Strong Water Singers is a testament to that. And I hope I can get this back on the stand. Okay.
Thank you, everyone, for being here, and thank you for sharing yourselves with us, sharing your stories, sharing your songs. It was so meaningful, and we're walking away with full hearts. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.